Right, okay, guys and girls, welcome back to FTRL. We have no Division 1 race this evening as we are having a week off to allow Division 2 to catch up. So we have decided to do a second episode of our driver podcast. Obviously, we did the first one about a month ago with Goy and Katamise. So joining me to conduct the podcast will be Panda. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad. It's a bit different to the usual Monday streams, but it should be good fun nevertheless.
It is a lot more relaxed this evening, and as we can see, we are joined for this evening's episode. We're of first of a double bill actually, so we've got another one coming up straight after this. We are joined this evening by RaversRevenge and by Oxhox. So welcome, boys.
Hello.
Thank you.
How are we doing? Are good?
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Yeah, all good.
Cool. Right, so the way that it's going to run is, first of all, we're going to jump straight into our version of Grill the Grid. So it'll be based on a bit of a mixture of FTRL based questions and normal F1 related questions. So in total there is a possible 15 points up for grabs over 11 questions. So there's a couple of questions which are worth double points. And then afterwards we'll just have a bit more of a chat and we'll go a bit deeper. So the idea for this, for you boys, is to work together, and there's a couple of questions each at the end which is specifically only for one of you to answer. All good?
All good, yep, we got this.
Okay, cool. Right, well, so Will, what I'm thinking is I'll lead this Grill the Grid, and then you can lead the second one, because you prepared the second one.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah? Okay, right, boys, so your first question for 1 point. What track on the F1 calendar is 4 points... 2 seconds, boys.
Can we answer now?
I mean, I feel like
We
you
get
might...
double points if we answer now. It's 4 points something.
Apologies, lads. Sorry, someone shouted me. Right, so what track on the F1 calendar is 4.6 kilometres or 2.8 miles in length? It has 16 turns, 10 of which are to the right, 6 of which are to the left, and it has had 4 drivers win it as their home Grand Prix. I can read that again if you'd like, a bit slower.
I might have a clue if you just say the length.
Okay, so it's 2.8 miles or 4.6 kilometres with 16 turns, 10 to the right, 6 to the left, and 4 drivers have won it as their home Grand Prix. So 4 drivers from that country have won that Grand Prix.
No cheating. Just start that.
Well, okay, actually, never mind. I don't know, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna guess. My guess is Hockenheim, Germany.
Okay, Ravers, are you going to... Remember, this is for you boys to discuss. You're working
Man,
together.
I'll have to go with that because I don't know.
Yeah, well...
Turns to the right. I'm just trying to think. It's on the colour. Can you say it was on the current calendar?
It's on the current calendar, yes.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. Oxman, you go for this.
Yeah, I think our guess is what I said earlier, Germany.
Yep, that is correct. 1 point. Well done.
Oh yes.
Well played. Yeah.
Okay, right, so question number 2 is for 2 points. So Oxhox is one of only 3 drivers to make over 20 appearances in Division 1 in FTRL since we expanded to 2 divisions. Can you name the other 2 drivers? You get a point per answer. So since we've gone to 2 divisions in Division 1, Oxhox and 2 others have made more than 20 appearances. Can you name them?
Who have you raced the most, Ox, in FTRL?
Oh my god, this is supposed to be an easy question, but I'm not too sure, man.
What happened last season? It was a 2 division, wasn't it?
I think I'm gonna have to say Pagani's one of them.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
I won't take your answers yet, obviously. You give me two answers when you're done.
And one other.
I don't know. God, I can't think.
Now I know. I know.
Yeah?
Katsumias.
So, Pagan and Katamis is your two answers, yeah?
Yes.
Incorrect.
Oh,
The other two...
Both of them.
Yep, both of them. The other two drivers that have made more than 20 appearances in Division 1 is me and Lennon.
Oh my
Lennon. Oh.
I mean, of course it's Aaron.
Right, so you've got 1 out of 3 so far. So, in the normal F1 related question, can you name both the Haas drivers' driver numbers for this season in F1?
Oh my God.
So Roman
Oh, yes.
Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen, can you name their driver numbers? 2
I
points
can.
available.
I can indeed. Roman Grosjean number 8, and the Danish Kevin Magnussen is number 20.
Well done.
Yeah. Yeah,
Impressive.
nice.
3 out of 5, well done. Okay, this one you should get. So Kimi Raikkonen won the most recent US Grand Prix. How many races had it been since his last victory?
Pretty sure.
112.
That's it, yep.
Is that your final answer?
Is it
Oh
not? I
my
thought
God.
it was 113 personally.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I
Oh my God.
just. Oxman, you make the choice. You make the choice.
I'm changing my
God.
mind. 113.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
So you've got 4 out of 6 so far. It's going well. Okay, so going back a little while. So which former F1 team was sponsored by Benson and Hedges?
Oh,
Oh, this is easy. Do you know this?
okay. I can't picture it. Yeah, go on if you know it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Jordan F1 team.
Well done.
Ah, nice. Well played.
Smashing it, Ox. 5 out of
A
7.
little better than Goy, can't lie.
Yeah, doing a little bit better. Okay, right. So this one's a little bit more difficult. So I think this is the last normal F1 based question. Okay, so which Brazilian driver partnered Damon Hill at the Arrows team for the 1997 season in F1?
Oh, 97.
Which Brazilian
97.
driver?
I think it's Barrichello. Ox.
Well, it's not
I'm pretty
PK.
sure he
That's
went to Ferrari after that.
it's not PK. So yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. It's Barrichello.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
That's incorrect. It's Pedro Diniz.
Oh, Denise. Oh, fucking fuck. Sorry, man. I completely forgot about him.
Unlucky. Right, so the next 2 questions are for Oxhox only. Okay?
Bring it
So
on.
your first one is, so Spurge is your current teammate this season in FTRL. What is his best finish for this season?
Best finish this season. Oh my god.
No cheating.
No, I'm not cheating. Well, I'm just gonna have to go with. Oh my god.
This is a tough question. Isn't it when it comes to me?
Yeah, I'm not completely sure, but I'm gonna have to say it's P8.
That's incorrect. His best finish this season is P11.
Oh, okay.
Unlucky. So, final question for you, Ox. So you dramatically won the title in Season 4 of FTRL. How many points did you finish the season on?
Ooh. pressure's on, Ox.
Points. How many points? I kind of need to get this one.
You probably should, considering you won the championship. You probably should get this one.
Holy crap! Oh my god. I was wondering, all of the 75.
Just while you're working it out, I'm going to say well played to Simon getting Pedro Diniz correct in the stream chat. Well played.
Simon's a proper F1 head, man.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is really tough.
Is he allowed to work with me? Oh, sorry. Go.
No, he needs to answer this on his own.
Okay.
I think my first answer. I can. You're still gonna ask me, is that your final answer? My original answer is 177 points.
So, is that your final answer?
Oh my god. No, I'm just gonna change it one last time.
Go on then.
My final answer will be 152.
Are you sure?
I'm just gonna have to go with it. 152 is my final guess.
Right, well, I really hope you haven't cheated, because that is correct.
Oh, damn.
Is it really? Oh my god.
It genuinely is. I feel like you may have looked at that one, but we'll let it slide.
No, my phone isn't near me, so...
Right, final two questions. Well done, by the way. The final two questions are for you, Ravers. So, your first one. Agent Panda's your current teammate in FTRL this season. What's his best finish?
It's 11, 12 or 13. He finished in Germany. Must be gone 12. P12.
Is that your answer?
Yep.
Incorrect. P11.
Ah.
Unlucky. Right, your final question, and the final question for you boys, and this will be 2 points if you get all the answers correct, and you get 1 point for getting one or two of them correct, no points for getting none of them. Okay, so only 3 drivers have finished every single race in the points this season in Division 2. Name them.
Chicken Guy's one of them. That's one. I think Cress is another one, because I don't think he's had a DNF, and I don't think he's finished outside the top 10. Not me, not Tim Tenair, not Tim 12. The other one might be Preheated Oven, maybe? Yeah, Preheated Oven.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, Cress, Chicken Guy, Preheated Oven.
Okay, you get 1 point. So Cress and Chicken Guy were correct. The other one was Matt Cause.
Of course, Matt Cause. Oh, sorry, Matt.
Right. So out of the questions, give me just a second. Well, you've definitely beaten Goring Academies. So you've got 1, 2. Oh no, I've missed one question out. Sorry, there's one more question for you both. This is for 2 points. Okay. Can you name the 2 Red Bull drivers in FTRL Division 2 this season? 1 point for each.
Blue Flag. Blue Flag's one of them. Is it? Hang on. No, that was him before. Wait. Hang on. Is this for both of us?
Yep.
Ox, do you know? Because I'm struggling.
It has to be one of the teams.
Yeah, it is Blue Flag because I remember that incident. So yeah, Blue Flag is one of them. Who's his teammate? I don't know. I don't know who his teammate is.
Well,
No, it's Oh, do you know?
no.
I was thinking
I
it was
was
Ryan.
I was thinking we should just take whoever.
Yeah, the only one I can think of is Ryan, but I don't know if he was in Red Bull for. Has he been in that one? Go on, go Blue Flag and Ryan.
Correct. 2 points.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
So you got, hold on, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 9 out of 15 correct.
Not bad.
So congratulations, well done. You've absolutely smashed Catamise and Goy.
Standard.
So just for the final 10 minutes or so, we shall have just a little chat.
Oh.
So just a little chat. So Will, do you want to kick off a question for these boys now I've finished my grill to grid?
Yeah, we'll start with Ravers. Why not?
Okay.
Is there just wondering, is there one particular driver in Division 2 at the minute, or performance could be either, that you just really enjoy racing with?
Enjoy as in like enjoy beating or just enjoy like just racing?
No, it's in like, wheel to wheel, that sort of thing.
Well, definitely not Wee Man because he ripped my wheel off. No, I've been battling with a different driver in each race. It seems.
So
I
is there like one that you enjoy racing the most? Someone that you know you can have a real battle with, you know that there's not going to be any collisions, and someone that you feel like you can really sort of match maybe?
I'd probably say like Matt Coors. I've probably had the most battles with him like this season, I think. Yeah, Matt Coors.
Nice. So I just want to dive a little bit deeper, Ravers, to be honest. So the whole situation with Goy Karp, I think it was inevitable that he was going to be coming up in this podcast.
Sorry, who?
Goy Karp, he's one of the Force India drivers in Div 2. You must have heard of him.
It might come to me who he is.
Yeah, I think it will. But so I mean, he was quite. He's actually surprisingly complimentary about you in his podcast. I know, obviously, I know you guys do a little bit of practice together and so on. Would you say that the reason why he has points this season is purely down to you, just by giving him guidance and training? And would you say that that's all you're doing?
Yes.
You would.
Yes.
And elaborate, please elaborate. Give us more. Why do you think it's down to you?
Well, it's like in football when you put a player in a team. If that team isn't that good, the player's not really going to perform. They can't connect or anything. But put an average player in a good team, he'll start learning and it lifts performance. And I just think because he's been practicing with me, he's managed to get in the points.
Nice. And would you say, just on the back of that comment, would you say that maybe, obviously you're in a good position this season for Division 2, as we are approaching halfway through the season for you after tomorrow's race? Are you, should I say, where you kind of expected that you'd be at this stage, or are you overachieving, underachieving? What would you say?
Maybe overachieving a little bit, only because the first half of the calendar I just weren't keen on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And what's your sort of ambitions for the rest of the season? Are you going for that top spot, or are you just looking to seal promotion?
Well, get promotion minimum, and then I don't know. Anything can happen, can it? I suppose.
Yeah.
And I think any of those, because it's so close, any of us can win it. So I suppose we've all got the same aim.
Exactly. And putting you on the spot a bit now, who do you think's going to go up Who's going to be the top 4 this season?
Tim Tenair.
Doesn't have to be in
I would
order,
say-
just in general.
No, I was just thinking. Tim Tenair, Cress. I would like to think myself, because I'm second at the moment. But who knows? And who's fourth? Is it Matt Cause? Is it still
Yeah.
Matt Cause?
Believe so.
It'll either be Matt. I would say because Tim 12's getting good now, it'll be Matt Cause or Tim 12. I think Tim 12 will actually win a couple more races.
Yeah.
Personally.
Okay, nice. So, Will, have you got anything more to ask Ravers?
Yeah, I mean, we all know it's an incredibly close sort of season in Division 2. Do you think, is there anyone that you think just has the edge on pace, or is it so close that it's just track by track?
Probably is track by track, to be fair. Because like in Austria, I managed to pull out a quali lap, which was alright. Put myself pole, but then Tim Tenair had a better racecraft, which I suppose is what matters. So yeah, it's just track by track. I think.
Yeah, it certainly is.
So, one final question for you, Ravers. So, obviously, the aim for you is to get up to Division 1 for next season. How do you feel like you'll get on in Division 1?
Not very good.
No? If you was to
The
be...
pace in there is ridiculous.
If you was to be put into Div 1, say it was the end of the season now, what would be your aim? Would it be to...
First of all, avoid relegation.
Yeah? That'd be the initial aim, would it? Just to stay in the division?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and would you
The
say...
pace in there is just ridiculous.
Yeah. And besides Tico, obviously looking like he's the clear favourite for Division 1 at the moment, who do you think is going to finish best of the rest?
What's the standings? What's the order? I can't remember. It's Tico's at the
It's
top, isn't he?
very, very close. I think it's Tico, Dutch, Co-Andy, then Oxhox, Panda, myself. There's a lot of people very, very close. Plexits is in there as well. Physics, Praga. There's loads of us.
I think, well, recently, man, Andy's been very good, hasn't he? He's been, what was it, 2/3 and a fifth? Or 5th and 2/3, something like that.
Yeah, he's
If
doing
we
well.
keep that consistency, you never know. But if I had to say someone, maybe probably Dutch Tricks.
Yeah.
I think he might have had more points if he managed to get into the lobby before qualifying. I think that's happened a couple of times as well.
Yeah.
So he might have had a higher points total by now, I think.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. So let's move on to you, Ox. Will, do you want to kick this off?
Yeah, I guess we'll start the same one with Speed with Ravers. Is there anyone in Div 1 that you particularly enjoy racing wheel to wheel?
I enjoyed anyone racing wheel to wheel. Well, there hasn't been many times that I've raced like actually wheel to wheel, but I have to say it's Aaron every season.
It's nice, thanks, Aaron.
Oh, thank you. That's made me smile. Appreciate that. Thank you, mate.
Yeah.
No, so we'll ask a couple of sort of normal questions, and then, like I said, we'll dive a little bit deeper. So, obviously, the pace in Division 1 seems to have improved. Seems to have got a lot more competitive. There's a lot more drivers that are really sort of similarly matched in terms of pace. What's your aim for the season? Is it to finish second? Because obviously Tico's looking like he's an early favourite, but are you still going to push for the title, or are you just going to aim to finish second? What's your ambition?
Well, I think my main goal for the upcoming races are to get us, you know, as close to Tico as possible. So maybe even get a race winner or two if possible, and I think after that it's an unknown territory, so
Yeah.
anything can happen.
And would you say, as a former champion of FTRL, one of very very few that we've had, would you say that anything less than challenging for the title is a bad season for you, or do you think that Tico and Dutch and whoever else might be up there, do you think they are that much better, or do you feel like it's mainly a bit of luck involved as well? What's your kind of view on it all? Because obviously he's had a brilliant season so far, Tico.
Well, I think from my point of view, I've had so much bad luck, and I'm not saying that they're invincible or unbeatable. They can be beaten, for sure, but they have to have small amounts of bad luck involved and some good luck for me too. So.
Okay, so in terms of the current grid, so the 20 drivers, I know obviously we've had a couple of new guys come in, a couple of guys leave, but looking at the current grid that we've got, where would you rank yourself in that grid?
As in
just in general, in terms of everything. So if you was to, at the start of the season, say someone put it from 1st to 20th, who they think's going to win down to 20th, where would you rank yourself in that category?
At the moment, I would rank myself to 3rd place, and I think if we would have this conversation after this, just before the season, I would gonna have to say obviously P1.
Yeah.
Because that's the ambition.
Of course, yeah. Okay, Pando, anything more to add? Any questions?
Just seeing Cat in the chat here. How'd you respond, Ox? He said you cheated at Grill the Grid.
Well, I think we all know that that's not true. That he can speak out of his mind. He's not a stable person.
Oh.
So don't believe anything he says. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Okay, one final question for you, Ox, and this is going to be quite a difficult one. Actually, I'm going to ask you two. So, the first one, given the fact that Spurge hasn't scored any points this season as your teammate, I know he's a friend of yours, but is there a part of you that wishes you had a better performing teammate this season?
Obviously, yeah. He's a friend of mine, and I know he can do a lot better than he has been recently doing. And I don't know. Personally, I don't have anything to, make his driving better. I think he has had the worst luck.
He has had bad luck. I will vouch for you on that. But I think with Spurge, a lot of it is he can be very, very, very impatient. So if he's going to overtake someone, he'll do it at the first opportunity. He won't wait for the best opportunity. And he normally ends up coming out the worst.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
I have to agree with it, but time will tell. I mean, I know he can do a lot better than he's right now doing, but yeah, it's a shame that he's doing so badly at the moment.
Yeah. And one final question for you. So on that, if you could have picked a better performing teammate, who would be your ideal teammate? Who would you most like to have as a teammate?
Oh, obviously if you could pick anyone, obviously I'd go with Tico or Dutch, but I'm not gonna be overly ambitious, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Catamius. I think he's a good friend of mine, and he can be really good. He can get solid points, and when he's not overly aggressive, he's usually doing a good job and scoring P5s and maybe even P4s,
Yeah.
P6s.
Well, I had Catamies as a teammate before. Obviously, he had his PlayStation problems and so on, and he was doing a brilliant job at the start of the season. So, I think Catamies a bit like Spurge, to be honest. When he sort of calms down and races properly, he can be very, very fast. I think he just gets a little bit too impatient sometimes.
Yeah, and the thing is with Cat, he's been very good in the 2018 game.
Yeah.
He's improved a lot from 2017 game.
He has, definitely. Well, thank you very much, Ox. I'm just going to go to Ravers for one last question, and then that will conclude our podcast, because we are moving on to a second one. So, Ravers, one final question for you. I'll ask you the exact same one. If you could pick any teammate in Division 2, who would it be?
Any teammate?
If you could pick any teammate from any of the drivers in Division 2, who would it be and why? Doesn't necessarily have to be someone that would get loads and loads of points, but if you could pick anyone in Division 2 to be your teammate, who would it be and why? That's of course no detriment to Agent Panda, just in general, but if you had free realm to choose, who would you pick?
I kind of know the question to this one already. I mean the answer. I know the answer to this.
I don't think he's going to say it.
Lads, to be honest, I don't know what I'm going to say at the moment. I don't know, because half of me would like to win the Constructors' Championship, so I'd go with Tim's Air. The other half would be, have a good time, so I'll go with Goy. Beat him all the time.
Beat him all the time.
Nah, go on, I'll pick Goy, because we always practice together, so... And he scored a championship point, so it's kind of more than my current teammate. Sorry, Panda. Agent Panda.
Okay, well, boys, thank you very much for joining us. We are literally about to go live straight away for another one with Joe Burns and with Plexits. So please feel free to tune into that one. Hopefully you do. But boys, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, been good.
Yep.
Cool.
Thanks.
And we will see you in about a minute's time. So thank you very much, everybody.